In a small town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named Harold who was as round as he was cheerful. Harold was the town's favorite character, known for his infectious laughter and love of food. His rotund belly bounced with every step, and his rosy cheeks were always stretched into a wide grin. Harold didn't mind being the biggest man in town. In fact, he embraced it with humor and a hearty appetite. Harold had a particular fondness for pies. He would often be found at the town bakery, eyeing the freshly baked treats with the enthusiasm of a child in a candy store. Mrs. Baker, who ran the shop, always kept a special pie aside for Harold, knowing he couldn't resist. "One day, Harold," she teased, "you're going to roll right out of this shop." One sunny afternoon, the town held its annual fair, complete with games, contests, and of course a pie-eating competition. Harold, as usual, was the first to sign up. He rubbed his hands together in anticipation, eyes gleaming at the towering stack of pies waiting for him. The competition began, and Harold was in his element. He devoured pie after pie, much to the delight of the cheering crowd. His belly grew rounder, and his laughter louder with each bite. But then, something unexpected happened. As Harold reached for his next pie, he felt a strange sensation, a rumble not from hunger, but from being too full. The crowd watched in awe as Harold tried to take another bite, but to their surprise, he paused. Harold, who had never met a pie he couldn't finish, was stumped. He looked at the pie, then at the crowd, and finally at his swollen belly. With a dramatic sigh, he leaned back in his chair, threw his arms up, and declared, "I surrender." The crowd erupted in laughter and applause. Harold had finally met his match, a mountain of pies. But true to his nature, Harold took it in stride. He stood up, gave a playful bow, and said, "Well, folks, looks like I've finally bitten off more than I can chew." From that day on, Harold's legendary pie-eating defeat became the town's favorite tale. Whenever Harold passed by, someone would inevitably shout, "Hey, Harold, save some pie for the rest of us." And Harold, with his trademark grin, would reply, "Only if you're quick enough." Despite his defeat, Harold remained the town's beloved, funny fat man, proof that even the biggest appetites have their limits, but the best humor knows no bounds.